Who came up with the idea of working together as a band? It was sort of by accident.
I think it was almost a thing to do to just keep ourselves busy.
I'd like to say it was my idea. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It was a natural thing, either way.
We'd met in Paris. The Maccabees were playing, Stereophonics were playing, and I bumped into Hugo.
And he came and found us in the dressing room.
And we swapped numbers. And so I look at that moment as a pivotal moment.
That conversation was probably we should play some music together.
So, yeah, when the Maccabees ended and that was that, I guess the sort of just assumption was that we would, I don't think there was a conscious decision on anyone's part. It's just what we did.
We were writing music with the intention of enjoying the process of it. And that was it. And if it came to nothing, and if it was just something that entertained us, that was fine.
But it was more about just making something that day and seeing what happened. There wasn't any vocals.
It was actually just really fun, the earliest studio sessions when we were not using songs and we were just making instrumental music.
And we started jamming for only the reason of pure love of music. There was no intention to be a band.
The initial thing of it was kind of born from that same place, that maybe doing it as a kid, starting a band when you're 16.
That was the thing that we did for fun. Like when you weren't at school or whatever, you'd be playing music and it was just because you wanted to do it.
There were early moments where it felt like it had fallen into place as immediate as the first time we played together.
I saw something very special occurring, which wasn't typical.
So we were playing in the studio and Jamie just came to help out. And within the first 15 seconds, like literally, he put the drumsticks down while he was playing and he just said, "Can I just say I really feel good here and I like the way that everyone's just how Jamie is." And I remember looking at him and thinking that it was like slightly peculiar thing to say 10 seconds into playing drums, but also he's right. It does feel good.
Like notably one of the moments where it really felt like the band had like its own identity was when we were all singing together.
When we were young, we used to sing in the car together. And then when we were adults, we obviously all played music, but we never like locked onto the fact that if we all sing together at the same time, it sounds like one voice and lots of different voices, and that there's something really unique about that only siblings can do.
Is there anything I took from my past experiences with other bands and stuff like that? I mean, absolutely, but mainly what not to do.
We all have taken things from past experiences, and that's probably why it works now. We've learned, it's not easy, and I think it always starts in the best things, like when you're friends, and that's how we see it. We're brothers and friends.
How do I find working with my brothers? That's a good question.
People used to say to me all the time, when you do your band of your brothers, and I'd never really assumed that was going to be a thing, but other people used to assume that it would be.
It's incredibly easy when it's easy. We don't need to use language a lot of the time, but it's incredibly challenging because your family kind of remind you of who you are.
Me and Will used to make music together as kids. We had a comedy band. It's been a way of communication really throughout our lives, and also to be in that situation now where we've actually made it work with the three of us is kind of like that was a dream really as kids.
How do I find working with a group of brothers? It's actually brilliant. Individually, they're completely different human beings. They complement each other in a really exciting way, and I feel very lucky to be in the mix of that. It's a very calm, peaceful vibe. They might be shouting at each other in other rooms when I'm not there, but I have not been witness to that.
86 TVs means...
That's a really good question. I don't know what the others have said.
What does 86 TVs mean to me?
Do you know what? I don't think anyone knows what it means.
It means a tremendous amount to me.
It's that thing of creating something that you don't know where it begins and ends. And
personally, to me, it means like hard work and a lot of commitment and letting things happen. It's basically about kind of self-regulation.
It's a very special thing that we've done. It's like a very precious flower that I've been watering a little bit every day and watching it grow, it means the world to me.
I don't know if I can. I mean, 86 televisions. It's just short for that, isn't it?
And it's a nice feeling to be part of something that's not just you. So yeah, that's what it means to me.